you get a real good photo op of this.
Oh, shit. Stupid shit. Look.
The only one that won't fight.
I do have to admit, I mean, Bernard Hopkins keeps turning back Father Time. But that statue actually looks older than the real Hopkins. The undercard, like Mark mentioned, will be very exciting. We have a special treat for you, another special treat for you. We're happy to be showcasing in a very significant fight, and very tough fight. He's a former world champion, Luis Collazo, who's 31-4 with 16 KOs out of Brooklyn, New York. Will be facing tough Freddie Hernandez with a record of 29-2 and 20 knockouts. So this should be an exciting fight for your entertainment. At this time too, I would like to now get to the televised portion of the pay-per-view, starting with the special treat that Mark Taffet had mentioned to you. But before we introduce the fighter, I would like to introduce to you the attorney for Bozella, and to speak a few words. That is Ross Fisserbom. Ross.
That's the whole story of Bozella. That's his lawyer.
Hi everyone, my name is Ross Fisserbom. I'm an attorney at the law firm of Wilmer Hale in the firm's New York office. It's truly an honor and a pleasure to be here today to introduce Dewey Bozella to all of you, to the world. Many people have already read about his story. I've had the pleasure with my colleague Shauna Friedman, who's here as well, to know Dewey for 4 years now. I met Dewey in December 2007 in Otisville Correctional Facility in New York. He was serving a sentence for 20 years to life for a 1977 murder that he did not commit. When I first met him, it was in a very small waiting room, sitting in a broken wooden chair, reminded me of my kindergarten classroom. And Dewey was looking at a young guy like me and a couple of other young lawyers, probably wondering to himself, is this my last chance to get out? Is this the last chance to secure my freedom? And over the next year and a half, we worked hard to reopen a case that was 30 years old to find evidence to prove that he hadn't committed the murder. During that first meeting, Dewey told us that at the end of his trial, he received an offer that would result in his immediate release from prison if he would just admit that he committed the murder. And he refused that offer. I think most of us in this room would have said yes to get out of prison, to get our liberty, to live our life outside of prison. But Dewey made a choice that only a special person could make, which is, I'd rather die in prison than admit to a crime that I did not commit. 2 years later, October 28, 2009, I had the privilege of sitting next to Dewey in the Dutchess County courtroom in New York when the prosecutors finally admitted that they had no evidence suggesting that Dewey Bozella had committed that murder. The judge ordered Dewey's immediate release from prison. Now here we are, 2 years later. And Dewey is a professional boxer fighting on the undercard of Dawson versus Hopkins and inspiring millions of people around the world with a simple message: never give up. I want to thank, on behalf of Dewey, all of the people that made this possible and that have helped him since that day he was released from prison in 2009. Dewey lost his entire adult life between the ages of 23 and 52 to prison. And he left prison with no job and very little support. But he did have some important people, and that his team has since grown and helped him to get where he is today. First and foremost, Dewey's wife, Trina. Trina and Dewey have been married for 17 years now. Trina was visiting Dewey in prison, was visiting her brother in prison, and met Dewey in the prison waiting room. And they fell in love. And Trina and Dewey got married while Dewey was serving a prison sentence with no guarantee of ever securing his release. Trina and Dewey's daughter, Diamond, who provides incredible support for Dewey. Dewey had a home to go to when he was released from prison, and one cannot overstate the importance of that. I'd also just like to thank quickly ESPN, Maggie Vision, for realizing Dewey's story, for realizing the message that he has and how powerful it is and how it can inspire the world, to HBO, to Golden Boy, to the California Boxing Commission for making this happen. Thank you all very much. It really is an honor to be here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ross. His dream has always been to fight one professional fight. And like Ross mentioned, after spending 26 years in prison, wrongfully convicted, he gets his chance on Saturday. He's going to make his dream come true on Saturday. And this is a very special message to everyone, not just to the boxing community, but to everyone who has seen his story. Anybody who's breathing. This is an amazing man who really never, ever gave up. He's been training for the last month in Bernard Hopkins' camp, learning from the best, getting in shape, and being in front of a true legend in the game in Bernard Hopkins. He started the Dewey Bozella Foundation, a charity organized to open a boxing gym in Newburgh, in New York, where he can train youth and keep them off the streets. This is a man who is going to change a lot of lives, and I'm truly honored to be in his presence. I had the opportunity to go to Sacramento, where he was doing his test in front of the California State Athletic Commission to see if he gets his license. And I never cheered so hard, deep down inside, for him to pass that test. I was nervous. I was, rooting for him. And when they gave him the news that he got his license, I mean, it was a very, very special moment for everyone there who witnessed Dewey go through the whole training part of it and finally get his license in Sacramento. He's the winner of the 2011 SB Arthur Ashe Award for Courage. It truly is my honor to be presenting to you from Beacon, New York, making his professional debut, Dewey Bozella.
I'd first like to thank Oscar Roy for the promotion, Bernard Hopkins for setting this camp, Martin Richardson, and everybody, definitely you, Danny, and definitely you, Rick, for helping me through this training thing. First and foremost, I want everybody to know this just wasn't handed to me. You may think that this is a charity thing, but this is not a charity thing. I'm out here to win. I've been through ups and downs in life. I know what it's like, to be locked up. I know what it's like to be free. I like freedom better. And I want you to know that, everything that I've been through is a test. Struggle and conflict. Struggle and conflicts is nowhere near what these gentlemen up here have been through in terms of boxing. A lot of people think that this is just an easy sport. No, far from it. For Bernard Hopkins to be where he's at today, and at the level he's at today, and what I seen him training, and what he's been through, let me tell you, I never knew that much. I was way far off. I was so far off that I realized I only had 20% of what I thought I knew about boxing when I got done with his camp. And for you brothers on this side, I want you to realize too, you're a champ no matter what happens, man. And the same thing on this side, because for you to dedicate your life, 10, 15, 20 years is a long time, and you got all your senses, man, is a gift. That is a gift. And I want you to know, man, I'm proud of every single one of y'all, and I'm happy to be under this undercard with y'all. And I want you to know, whoever this guy is in front of me, I'm gonna give 1,000% to do what I gotta do to win. First and foremost, I'm not here for no charity case. I'm here because I had to earn it. And so the main thing is that, boxing is about morals, obligations, and responsibility and discipline. And that's what helped me through my time. That's what helped me deal with 26 and a half years of being locked up. And it took me 32 years to prove my innocence. And this is what it's about, man. Letting people know, never give up. To always believe in yourself. To always believe, man, when people say that you can't do, that you can do it. Nothing is impossible. If you strongly believe in your heart that you're qualified to doing it. I want you to realize one thing, and then I'm getting up off here. I came up here to Los Angeles, California by myself to take the test. And I failed. Listen to what I just said. I failed. They didn't want to give me, the commissioners didn't want to give me the license. And then through the ESPN, they heard about my story. And when they heard about my story, I got a second chance. And the second chance was to give try out again for my license. I said, oh, okay, I got a chance. Because my dream was gone, man. I was hurt. I want to know what it feels like to be a pro. I want to know what it feels like to be a professional. I was in a Floyd Patterson boxing camp when I was a kid. I was gone. I was taken away from it. I was only in this camp for a few months with Danny Chapman and his son. So to have that taken away from me was one of the most hurting feelings in my life. Now I got opportunity to fight under Bernard Hopkins with Chad Dawson undercard. And I'm going to give you 1,000% of what I got at 52. And I'm not busting. I'm not busting. I heard mine. This ain't no 2 years old that just tore up. That's what I want you to know. Thank you.
Oscar. Everybody, Oscar's
stole my line, but everybody can take a sigh of relief. I'm not taking my shirt off. There's not a chance. And then to make these press conferences move more quickly, I think we should get the phones that translates English to Spanish and whatever. We'll go through this quickly. On a serious note, to you, Dewey, who I've never met, I want to apologize to you on behalf of the people that unjustly convicted you and had you incarcerated. You're a great man. And you, Bernard, with your statue, you can take home that wax, we're taking home the Ducati girls. So, I think that's an even trade. I'm going to introduce my undercard and try to get you to have hear the main event fighters talk and get your questions. First one I'd like to bring up is Orlando Lara. Orlando is a 2000 Mexican Olympian from Calico, Mexico. His record is 28-1-1 and with 19 knockouts. So it's my pleasure to bring up Orlando Lara.
Hola, muchas gracias aquí a promotor Jerry Shaw y a Oscar de la Hoya por contemplarme en esta cartelera tan importante que es para todo el escenario de Estados Unidos y a nivel mundial. Pues agradecer solamente a la afición y que invitarlos a que van a hacer una muy buena pelea.
Hi, good evening. First of all, I just want to thank Gary Shaw and Golden Boy for having me in this big undercard. Just want to invite the fans to come on Saturday and see a great fight.
Pues lo que me resta decir es que vengo de algunas cosas que tuve, algunos problemas, ¿verdad? Pero estamos reivindicándonos para demostrar lo que somos capaces y que pertenecemos a este nivel.
I won't tell that I've been through some adversities, but right now I'm here to show with my level that I belong to this level, and you will see what I have on Saturday.
Hermano, gracias y pues gracias a toda la prensa y a los convocantes.
Thanks to everybody, the press, the promoters. We'll see you on Saturday.
He's moved his training camp over to Los Angeles, now training out of the Wild Card boxing gym there in Hollywood. It is my pleasure to introduce to you with a record of 29-4 and 6 knockouts out of Brooklyn, New York, Paulie the Magic Man Malignaggi.
Man, this is a hard act to swallow, man. I mean, a hard act to follow, sorry. Stop confusing. The guy's swallowing swords over there, tearing phone books. Oh, man, it's a tough one. And obviously, man, I'm really privileged to be fighting on the same show with Dewey, man. Unbelievable story. I mean, we've gone through it a million times. That's also another reason why this press conference so far, me getting up here is a bunch of hard acts to follow so far. But I'm gonna do my best, you know, I always come up and got some words to say. But first off, that trophy. I know for my fight, the points are going to the Golden Boy side. I mean, I can't speak for the rest of the fight. That's one for our side, Joe. Also, you know, my attorney just went into it. I've been in there. I fought a lot of the best. You guys already know. Man, when I was saying all those names, I said, damn, man, I've been in a lot of guys. I still feel kind of young though, man. I was like, I don't know, man. I started feeling kind of old just reading off the names, and then I'm like, you know what? I still feel good. I'm still ready for Saturday night. So, come Saturday night, I'm looking to put on a show. I'm very happy with Golden Boy Promotions. So happy to be getting yet another TV opportunity on this show Saturday night, and I look forward to doing my thing putting on a great performance, and you know, with the backing of the strong team that I have, next year will be an even bigger year. Thanks, man.
With a record of 21-0 and 14 knockouts out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Danny Swift Garcia.
First of all, I want to thank God. I want to thank my God. You know, he's gangster. I want to thank Golden Boy Promotion. I want to thank Al Heyman. Me and Garcia King, my father, my brother, we had a tremendous camp. We worked hard, took it to the next level, pushed it real hard. And come Saturday, we're going to show a lot of speed, a lot of power, a lot of explosiveness. And I'm ready, man. I'm ready to fight the best. Kendall Holt is one of the best. And that's why I'm in this business, to compete against the best and give great shows. So, you know, I'm ready, and I'm ready to win, baby. I will be winning on Saturday night.
Garcia, let me tell you something, buddy. Right after this press conference, I'm going to eat. There you go. Kendall Holt is a former champion from Patterson, New Jersey. I have always said this, even when I had other fighters in the 140-pound weight class. I think Kendall has the biggest punch in all 140-pound. It's the right hand or the left hand. Randall Bailey moved up to 147, which left Kendall Holt alone in the power division. And Danny Garcia is a nice young kid. As I said at the opening press conference, I try to recruit him myself, and as an amateur coming into the pros, so I have a lot of respect for him. But buddy, when Kendall hits you either with the right or the left on the button, it's going to be lights out. I'd like to introduce you to Kendall Holt, who will win on Saturday night. I guarantee that. Kendall?
I'd like to apologize to everybody for me being tardy. I'm usually a very punctual person, but I had a magazine I was in a few years ago, and I just got it back, and I couldn't find it, and I was anxiously looking for it because it had Bernard Hopkins on the cover, and I wanted to see if he was signing for me. So that's what made me late. And to Dewey, if they offered me, after convicting me, wrongfully convicting me, you know, telling me that, you know, pretty much the rest of my life I was going to be in jail, but all I had to do was tell them, you know, admit that I did it, and one day I would be free. I think I would have took that chance, so I take my hat off to him for not taking that. That's why he's here today. Now let's turn our attention to Team Garcia, shall we? Now, his father, you know, got all his energy, but, you know, talk is cheap. It's monkey shit. You had your turn. Don't act like that. Don't act like that. Well, I don't want, you know. Come back up here. Let's talk here. Come back up here. See, he's saying that he's gonna prove this and he's gonna prove that. He's not the one gonna be hit by this right hand. He's not gonna be the one to be hit by this left hook and this uppercut. So, you know, he can talk all the shit he wants. And he says that talking is monkey shit. Why is he shitting out all his monkeys talk? You know, he said I started it, but his son said he's gonna knock me out. So, you know, I have to fire back. Now you're talking about, oh, we got the same amount of KOs. But who has he knocked out? All these press people out here, you covered the fight, you've read the articles, you studied the tape. Name one person that we're gonna talk about one day that he knocked out. That he knocked out. So we talking about the past. So you're a little old right now, so you're thinking in the past. We're talking about the present and the future. All right?
got time, 5 times.
Oh, man. Did anybody bring a muzzle for this dog fight thing?
It was a heavy.
All right. Well, you know, he hasn't knocked out anybody. He hasn't knocked out anybody. Be respectful. You know, be respectful to Team Garcia. Be respectful. Be respectful. I mean, you know.
Just like I thought of just let him run it.
All right. Anyway, you know, I meant to bring some fly swatters with me for Team Garcia so they can mimic what Dave's gonna be doing in the ring Saturday night. Listen, swatting flies. That's what he's gonna do. You know, Dana's a good fighter. You know, even though we got the same knockouts, I've knocked out world champions. I've knocked out the best when I was in there. He hasn't knocked out anybody. If it wasn't for Golden Boy feeding him all this baby food, I don't know if he'd be here today. You know, he thanks Golden Boy and Al Heyman, Sam, but you know, after this fight, instead of thanking him, he's gonna have to beg him so he get another shot because he's going down. I mean, I'm prepared. You know, he says he's fast, he hit hard. That may be true, but it's, you know, it's hard to hurt something you can't hit, and he won't be able to hit me too often. And let's go back to him, you know, talk about his knockouts. We have the same knockouts. You know, doesn't matter how many knockouts you have, it's who you knocked out. I've knocked out some of the best. You know, I mean, I've done this before. You know, it's gonna be hard for me to go to Philly and watch some fights now, since, you know, I took out one of the undefeated prospects from Philly before. Now I have to take out another one, and my Giants beat the Eagles. You know, it's gonna be hard for me to go down and visit Michael Vick now. You know, I'm confident. You know, who isn't? Like Dave's confident. His father is overconfident. You know, I'm gonna come out, I'm gonna do my thing, you know, blazing speed, hard power. You know, out of all those fights that he had, whatever I mean he had, he's never been hit by somebody who can hit like me. He's never been hit by some punches he's never seen coming, because he's never been in there with anybody with speed like I have. He's never been in there with somebody with the experience I have. And no matter what Dewey tells you about never giving up, when I start hitting you with these lefts, these rights, and they're coming in so fast, no matter what Dewey says about giving up, you're a young fighter. It will be okay if you give up. One for Gary Shaw.
He is the trainer for Jorge Linares, and that is Freddie Roach. Fred.
We had a great training camp, getting up and dragging Jorge around the world. He was in Colorado Springs working with the U.S. Olympic team, and he's been sparring with the guys, getting them ready for the World Championships. And he's been helping me and Pacquiao get ready for his fight with Marquez. Had some really great rounds, some great work. We had a great training camp. We know we have a tough opponent in front of us. He's a very strong, big puncher, but Jorge's a great boxer, great speed, and don't miss this one. It's going to be a great fight. Thank you very much.
Bueno, primero que nada, buenas tardes a todos los medios de comunicación. Darle las gracias no solamente a Oscar, a Golden Boy Promotion, a Taken Promotion, sino también a mis dos nuevos entrenadores, Alex Marisa, Freddie Roche, y primero que nada, pues, a Dios Todopoderoso por darme la oportunidad de estar acá en Estados Unidos, una nueva experiencia y trabajando como siempre.
Good afternoon, everybody. I just want to thank everybody for being here. I want to thank my promoters, Taken, Golden Boy. Also want to thank my two new trainers, Alex Ariza and Freddie Roach. It's been a great experience. It's been great working. And don't forget, I also want to thank God for this opportunity.
Ya faltando poco para esta gran noche, espero que estén todos presentes el sábado. Estamos muy bien preparados, está de más decir dónde estábamos. ya muchísima gente de ustedes sabe dónde estaba entrenando, no solamente aquí en el Wild Card, sino en Colorado y por 3 semanas con el grande pues Manny Pacquiao. De verdad, tengo que darle las gracias también a él por la oportunidad de hacer sparring conmigo. A la final terminamos haciendo 30 rounds de sparring, así que estamos muy bien preparados para dar una buena pelea este sábado.
Well, it's only a couple days to go. I'm ready. We've had a great camp. We've been training all over the world. We've been training in Colorado, working with everybody, sparring there, working with the great Manny Pacquiao. We did a total of 30 rounds. I want to thank him as well for the help. We helped each other, and what can I say? We're ready. We're ready for Saturday night. We want to give you a great fight.
Bueno, nuevamente gracias a todos por estar presentes y espero verlos el sábado. Gracias.
Once again, thank you. We'll see you Saturday.
Estoy emocionado ya. Primero que nada, buenas tardes a todos los aquí presentes.
I'm excited about being here. I feel chilled. And good afternoon to everybody here.
Bueno, pues, como lo dije, estoy emocionadísimo y me siento un muchacho privilegiado por Dios. Le doy gracias a Dios por esta segunda oportunidad que, wow, está a punto de cumplirse un sueño. Incluso tengo ganas hasta de llorar en este momento.
Like I said, I feel very excited about being here. Very proud of being part of this. I feel like crying right now, and I will not miss the second chance. So I'm ready.
Soy un muchacho que sueña mucho, que siempre pienso que todo se puede alcanzar en esta vida. Me siento emocionadísimo. Solo tengo palabras de agradecimiento para mi promotor, Gary Chao, para el señor Oscar de la Hoya. Y la verdad me siento afortunado de estar aquí arriba, hablando y teniendo a mi lado y a mis espaldas a tantas personas importantes que han triunfado en la vida.
I just want to say that I'm a dreamer. I'm the guy who believes that everything that you have in mind, you can achieve your goals. I want to thank Gary Shaw, Golden Oscar de la Hoya, and everybody who has been with me, trainer Romulo, and my friends.
Venimos bien preparados, buscando el sueño de ser campeones del mundo, que la verdad a mis 25 años no ha sido fácil este camino.
Well, I just want to say that it's not been easy at my 25 years old to get a second shot, and I won't miss this opportunity.
Quiero darle las gracias a mi equipo de trabajo, señor Don Rómulo Quirarte, Bobby Quirarte, Roberto Quirarte, por guiarme por tan buen camino y poder estar aquí, porque sin ellos esto no sería realidad.
I want to thank Don Romulo Quirarte, Roberto, and Bobby Quirarte, because I want to thank them for taking me through the right way. Without them, this wouldn't be possible.
Y quiero también darle las gracias a toda mi gente de Tijuana, que me brindó un plato de sopa cuando no lo tenía.
Thank to my people in Tijuana who gave me a plate of food when I didn't have it.
Y esta pelea se la dedico a mis dos amores, mi esposa y mi hija, y en verdad son mi motor para seguir adelante y en verdad que sí sueño mucho porque vi lo de que le pasó aquí al señor Hopkins y vi su reconocimiento y por mi mente pasó, yo quiero uno de esos.
Well, my motivation right here is my two loves, my daughter and my wife, Tanya and Camila. They are who are pushing me through this way. And right now I'm thinking about being someday like right here on my right, Bernard Hopkins. I want to live like that.
Bueno, muchas gracias a todos, que Dios los bendiga. Gracias.
I was remiss when Kendall got up to speak that he introduced his trainer, a great guy, a personal friend of mine, a great trainer, and a former world champion fighter. We're going to be quick on the Dawson side. First person I want to bring up is someone that I have promoted once in my promoting career, and I still consider him a good friend. I thought that he was the right person to bring into the camp for this fight. We did a real training camp. We were in Pennsylvania. Chad never went home. He stayed there the entire time. And then he came in here a week early. He's been in LA for a little over the past week and a half now. So I'd like to introduce someone that you all know, a great fighter, a future Hall of Famer for sure. Probably the fighter with the best sense of humor, the shittiest crap player I know. I'd like to introduce Nicky Wright.
Accepting me into their camp. I just came to the camp just to, lighten the mood a little bit, have fun with them, show them some things that, we should try to do against him. Bernard is a great champion. He would be where he is if he wasn't a great fighter. Utmost respect for him. But I just think that, he might have chosen the wrong fight right here. One thing I do give him, he ducks no one. And there's not a lot of champions out here that do that. You know what I mean? And you can count on a few fingers what champions can fight anyone at any time. And he is one of the fighters. So I give him utmost respect for that. But once again, we got Chad, Badman, Dawson. Young fighter, quick, strong, and we're gonna bring the fight to him. A lot of people always talk about, Chad, Chad kind of weak or he ain't gonna be strong or he don't wanna fight. Well, the 15th, we will see how much he want to fight. We will see how much Bernard want to fight. And that's all I got to say.
How everybody doing? I'm excited to be here. I want to thank Garcia, Golden Boy, HBO. This is an exciting event for me. This is what I've been waiting for my whole career since I was a little kid. To be on a big stage like this, and fighting on pay-per-view. And against a great champion like Bernard Hopkins, he's done a lot for the sport of boxing. I mean, I honestly believe that that's what I feel, that he's done a lot for the sport of boxing. And I'm just looking forward to coming out on Saturday night and showcasing my talent, showing everybody that I'm the best light heavyweight in the world. It was Bernard Hopkins, but it's going to be a new champion on Saturday night, and that's going to be me. I'm honored to have the opportunity to fight against a great champion like Bernard. And I'm just really excited. My team over here, G-Man, Raphael, Axel, my brother Jermaine, Woozer, even Alan, we all excited. It's been a great camp. I've been out here for almost 2 weeks now. It's been comfortable. Scully, Winky, they got me ready for this fight. The camp has been great. My best camp I had in the last, I'd say, 2 or 3 years. And I'm really confident. I'm very confident. And on Saturday night, I'm going to be the new champion of the world. Believe that.
no, it's my pleasure to introduce to you Team Hopkins. Team Hopkins consists of a man who has been in there with world champions. He's the mastermind behind a lot of strategies. I would like to call up to the podium Nazim Richardson. Nazim.
Assalamu I'd like to thank everybody for being here on that day for putting this on. I'm very impressed with the Ripley's, believe it or not, and I want to have a person who's very intricate in that happening. Kelly, could you stand up, please? Stand up, Kelly. Give her a big round of applause. She's very important. Very and like I said, there's a bunch of people behind the scenes, my man Danny Davis and our team over there, AJ and all the guys. But my thing is, what do we say about Bernard Hopkins that you haven't already heard, that you don't already know? There's really nothing. This man has crossed so many lines and done so much. I told the reporters, he has only been one of the greatest athletes of this era. He's been one of the greatest personalities. You know, I told the reporters, y'all know yourselves when you're going to do Bernard Hopkins interview, you bring extra batteries and extra tape. He always got a sound bite for you that's going to carry. He's carried promotions. We were doing the Trinidad situation. He was the promotion. He carried the promotion. And this is important for boxing because we need that spark. And he's already provided for that. What I ask of you is that I ask you to understand and recognize what you're watching, what you're witnessing right now when you deal with Bernard Hopkins. I know Chad, I lived at this podium and started getting gray hair. Danny Garcia and Dawson and Kendall Holt, I remember these kids in the Golden Gloves and the National Pals and all that. Like I said, I know Scully and them for years, man. And there's nothing but respect I have for this team, because I know these guys. Mr. Shaw's done a great job. Chad has been an outstanding champion. You know, when he writes his own right, has been an outstanding champion. But there's nothing that even another champion can tell you how a kid is going to respond. This Jermaine is a beast. His brother can fight his behind off. When you look across the ring and you don't see a step-up fight, you don't see the next level, you don't see your name of an older guy you're fighting. When you look across the ring and you see an absolute legend, your corner can't tell you how you're going to respond. Your buddies can't tell you how you're going to respond. And you don't know how you're going to respond until that day comes. Come Saturday, Chad Dawson will have a great deal of respect for him. He's got to look across the rings in the eyes of one of the best fighters ever. Not of this era, not in the light heavyweight division. He just said he wants to prove he's the best light heavyweight. Bernard Hopkins is one of the best fighters pound for pound that God has ever put on this planet. It's been proven in his work. It's been proven in his accolades that we've given him over the years. And I still don't think we've done him just due. So like I said, I'm not going to step here long. I appreciate y'all supporting this fight. Like I said, this really, believe it or not thing, you can't take this for granted. This is unbelievable. That wax figure is something phenomenal, and it's an attestment to what this man has done and has accomplished. There's been fighters before him that haven't reached that plateau. But what I want y'all to recognize is what Golden Boy has been doing, and I applaud again Oscar De La Hoya and Richard Schaefer and what the Golden Boy promotion has done, and what this man has done for boxing himself, Oscar De La Hoya. I thank y'all for being here, and I thank you for your patience. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much. Also, the conditioning coaches and the second trainer, Sharif, Tony, Malik. Where you guys at? Team Hopkins, who've been doing an incredible job making sure Hopkins is focused and trained well and all the work. So thank you very much, Team Hopkins. What can I say about the man I'm going to introduce to you now? One thing I can say is that I personally have been in there with some good fighters, you know, like Chavez, and I've been in there with Whitaker, I've been in there with Mayweather, I've been in there with Pacquiao. But I do have to admit that Hopkins is the best fighter out of all of them. that I've ever faced. You know, people throw around the word great. In the history of the game, there's only been a handful, maybe, of great fighters. And it is my honor, as it should be to everyone here and everyone who's seen him fight, to be in his presence, because we're not going to see in the next 5, 10, 15 years another fighter like a Bernard Hopkins. So it is my privilege and my honor to introduce to you my partner out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, with a record of 52-5 and 32 knockouts, Bernard the Executioner Hopkins.
First, I'd like to say, good to be back in LA. I made history here years back with Howard Eastman in the middleweight division, 20 defenses. So I'm very excited to be here back in LA looking at history again as light heavyweight. Dewey just left about a minute ago. Tell him to come here for a minute, just for a second, you can catch him. If not, don't worry about it.
Right here. Right there.
No, you ain't got to do it. Stay right there because they're going out. I just wanted to say this before we leave. I didn't know Dewey, as we say, from the can of paint. But I heard a story, and then I did my own research. I seen it wasn't a charity case, as he said. But even though I didn't know him personally, and even though I did what I did without bragging about it, but there's a difference between being accused, knowing you didn't do something, than actually doing it and paying the price. But it's still one thing that we have in common. Even though we're in one city and I'm in another city, we understand what that dark place means. Whether you committed or been accused of something you didn't do, the place still is the same when you get there. So I ain't gonna be long, everybody covered it. But that's where I go when I get ready for war. So y'all trying to figure out what's my secret, what's my motivation and my desire at this stage, over and over and over again. I systematically calculated to go back to a place that's very dark, that fortunately, nobody should be able to go that way to be in a mindset that I skillfully can go back to without putting myself in a position to lose my freedom. So to all the fighters up here, whatever way works for you, Dawson, the Garcia, Kendall, and all the other guys that I didn't even mention, whatever takes you to do what you have to do, to be recognized as one of the best when time comes and it's recorded, because everything is being recorded in your life. If Chad Dawson brings everything that Gary Shaw just said that he would bring to the table, and I bring everything that I've been known to bring to the table, as Oscar had mentioned, and others have mentioned, and you know what? Everybody that buy pay-per-views gonna get their money's worth. And everybody that's in here that's got to report it, no matter how they feel behind the scenes, they're gonna have to write what they've seen and witnessed. Can't take that away from me. My goal is to be Fighter of the Year. My goal is to break another record. George Foreman beat Michael Moore, if my calculation in history is right. There's not too many athletes in any sport that had MVP or MVP in any sport 4 years from 50. Yes, January 15, 1965. I have my license, way upstairs, but I do have it. But I'm ready. Well, Winky, fine, great. Winky understands, he's been there. I just don't understand how, if I want to learn how to get my driver's test, how can I hire a guy that failed his? Doesn't make sense to me, but you know what? That's his prerogative. I'm not going to hire a loser to help me lose. You could have saved that few dollars. But Winky's a friend, I believe, and a friend do things. Scully said it best. He knows Nazim, been over his house. You just got Nazim fired. I ain't gonna let you get that. But I had to throw that in there. But y'all gonna witness. I'm letting you know beforehand. I want Chad Dawson not to be the Chad Dawson that many writers out here wrote about. Oh, Black Lester. He knows the story. I ain't got. I'm not hating on him. I'm just going by with this is time to step up, y'all. Y'all seen me. You know what I can do. Push-ups and all. I just need him to bring the best out of me. Come at me. I'm an old man. I drink my Geritol. I gotta be in by 9. I can't even. Old people go to sleep early because we can't really stay up. So I just need you to bring the best out of me. That's the only reason I don't want to go like a bully. I mean, I can be the best dancer on Dancing with the Stars, but if I don't have a partner that won't, avoid my feet stepping on them, then you know what? It's gonna make me look like what? Sloppy. So I'm challenging Chad Dawson to try to knock me out, to try to beat me the way he's skillful and taught how to beat me, and you'll see the best of Bernard Hopkins. And you know what? At the end, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. But at the end, y'all win. The customers win. See, we up against the recession, people saving $1, people trying to pick and choose, which they have the right to do. So I'm really saying, look, I can switch to be 3 different people. Right now, I'm saying, I'm begging this guy to do everything that he said he's going to do, Oscar, my team and his team, because guess what? Who wins? Boxing. Yes, somebody will have a hickey. Somebody's going to have some bruises. But that's what we signed up for. I'm not in any other sport other than what I've been doing. It's what I do. So if this is what we do, let's prove to the world that boxing is not dead. If me and Chad Dawson can put our chemistry together and mean what we say, then guess what? There's only a couple of fights left in this year. This is October. We fast approaching 2012, strike at 12 o'clock. I'm not looking to retire, so I must win. But I want to even push the envelope where not only do I win, but did you see that? And he never been stopped. He never been beat up. He been down, but he showed his heart and got up. And I know he's coming. This is time. And again, I'm old too. A lot of y'all waiting to see if this is the time. So I don't hide my age. I got gray hair here and having in my shoe. But it's all over. So I know I'm reminded all the time, taking a shower. I'm getting old. You ain't gotta keep reminding me. But old to y'all, let me close with this. Old to y'all, the way y'all feel, the way y'all take care of your bodies. I don't drink, I don't smoke. I don't drink occasionally, I don't drink on birthdays, I don't even gamble, that's their thing. I ain't saying they're going to hell for it, I'm just saying that's what they do. What I do is my birth certificate is what it is, I am that, right? But my insides and my blood for the years of doing what I've been doing is called discipline from D-Block. I'm not the 40 that you think I am because you feel some kind of way. Because you abuse yourself. So stop putting me in the category of the average 40 and up. Gary Shaw's only 4 or 3 years older than me. Look at him, look at me. So stop putting me in a position of the norm. I'm I'm not the norm. I think I have proven that to everybody over the years. That when you talk about Bernard Hopkins, all respects to the pound for pound, you don't even put me in that category. It's not that I don't deserve, it's not that the pound for pound don't have no merit, but for me, if it gotta start from Saturday, all right? The other stuff, this say don't mean anything to y'all. But if it gotta start from Saturday, October 15th, y'all had the right to rewrite.
Pull out so we get shout.